Of their search to replace Mike McCarthy as their head coach, but one name is already known. Former Cowboys legend and current Colorado coach Deion "Primetime" Sanders. A source said Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones and Sanders spoke on Monday. Now here's former Cowboy and Hall of Famer Troy Aikman on how desirable the job actually is.
As far as a coveted job, I don't know that that's accurate. I mean,
Really?
I do think the Cowboys are obviously a high-profile team. Whoever is covering or whoever is head coach of that team is certainly going to draw a lot of attention. But I think most football people that take over as a head coach, they want to do it on their terms.
That's
and
fair.
That's hard to do. And it's, if you take a Dan Campbell, for instance, is Dan Campbell if he's with the Dallas Cowboys? It's hard to imagine that he is. It's hard to imagine that a lot of these coaches might be. So I love the Dallas Cowboys. I played there for 12 years. I wish them well. But to say that it's a coveted job, I'm not sure I would necessarily agree with that.
All right. No one knows the Cowboys better than Troy Aikman, keeping it real. My guy, Dominique Foxworth, in the house. Great to see you, sir. Thank you for joining the convo. I'll start with you. Is Dallas and that head coaching job actually a desirable one?
Yeah, so by the normal metrics, you would look at, like, who's the quarterback?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a good quarterback there. Check. You'd look at, like, do you have a good group of weapons? You got CeeDee Lamb, one of the best receivers in football. Check. Do you have someone good enough on defense to build the defense around? You got Micah Parsons. Yeah, he's that good that he can attract enough attention that you can design an entire defense around him. So all those important and difficult boxes are checked. But then you got Jerry Jones, which we're all going to get to.
Wild card.
And that's the wild card. And that's what Troy was saying. Troy had an interesting comment in there is we understand most of our criticism, what would make this job not coveted is because you know that Jerry is going to be the ultimate voice. And you're not going to have full control of that locker room. But Troy made another point also that if you're a young coach and you are looking to grow and to become a great coach like Dan Campbell, you have Jerry there blocking out the sun.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be able to develop into the coach that you want to be because before you even get to speak to the team, Jerry Jones is already doing a press conference outside the locker room. Before you even get to start training up your quarterback, Jerry's negotiating with him up until the day before the season starts. He's doing all these things that are contradictory to what you want to do as a head coach. So I think that's what makes that job not very attractive. And on top of it, there's going to be a ton of attention, and which you would normally think is a good thing, but it's not a great thing if you're not in control. At the end of these games, we're going to be blaming the coach, as we did with Mike McCarthy, as we did with Jason Garrett before him, and we'll see. Yeah, so it's a tough job to have, and I think that's Troy's point. So the roster, desirable. The situation, absolutely not.
Stephen A., where are you on this?
Situation's not desirable. I just think that there are certain people that are special and that can overcome whatever the situation is, and I think Primetime Deion Sanders is one of those people. Now, in fairness to Prime, who I've known, Shannon, you obviously have known him for decades. You know I have. He's always been about coaching the kids. I remember when the Florida State job was open, and he was very, very interested in that job, and they wouldn't give it to him. I think it was one of the biggest mistakes they could have made. Ultimately you end up landing at Jackson State, and you're there, and you go to an HBCU, and you've done so much for them, and it's forever appreciated. But he's always been about, I bring that up, guys, because he's always been about coaching kids. He loved it when he was working on the NFL Network, when he was working on CBS before that. He was always about coaching kids. He loved it. He loved impacting and turning boys into men and stuff like that. I get that part. But I also think that Deion Sanders is the kind of person that on the NFL level, I'm certainly not going to disrespect any man by calling them a boy, because I know better than that. But you got some dudes in the NFL that does need the impact of a Deion Sanders, and he could have a profound impact on their playing career as well as their lives overall. And I think that that's something that he's going to contemplate and take into consideration. I don't even think he realizes that at this moment in time because his mind is so fixated on remaining in college. But once he sits back and really, really contemplates it and thinks about the kind of impact he could have as an NFL coach, if Jerry Jones were to offer him his job, I think it's going to end up being a very, very difficult thing for him to turn down. as it pertains to Jerry Jones, we all know that Jerry Jones is a problem. Shannon articulated the reasons why, as I'm sure he will again. The only thing that I would say to that is, you 82. Y'all ain't been in a conference title game since your early 50s. Think about that. Last time Jerry Jones was in a conference championship game, let alone a Super Bowl, he was 53 to 54 years old. He's 82 now. You do get to a point where desperate times call for desperate measures, and the same old thing you've been doing, the realization hits you. It just ain't working. I might need to modify it to some degree.
Yeah.
I just think that's possible.
We all know the definition of insanity. Shannon?
Stephen A., what did time Coach Prime have at Jackson State? Control. What does he have at Colorado? Control. What is he not going to have at Dallas? Control. And see, when you get 82, I'm going to give you a prime example. My grandmother was in the nursing home, and obviously she was having her health issues, and the doctor said, well, Miss Porter, you need to eat like this and this. She said, Doc, how much time you think I got? Son, go get me some fried shrimp. Son, go get me some fried catfish. They're going to let Jerry do his thing. You're right, Jerry is 82. Jerry ain't changing. So he's 82, we might as well just let him have his way the next, however long he lives, they're going to let Jerry have his way. Stephen, you said, well, hold on. Charlotte, Stephen, Jerry Jr., y'all not going to intervene and stop him? No. Because for the very reason, he's 82. Let him do it.
You didn't say it was because he's 82. You said it was because they wanted to protect their money. They wanted to protect their trust funds. That's what you said.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Hey, stand down. Hey, Daddy, you're doing a great job. Keep it up, Dad. Keep it up. But when you look at a situation like this, guys, and that's the problem with Jerry. If Jerry could step back, he could. Troy said something very interesting. He said it's a high-profile job. It is. Coveted. But when you talk about one of 32, think about it. There's only 32 of these jobs, and you would think everybody is lining up to get it. But they know, as a young coach, what Troy alluded to, Andy Reid is not Andy Reid in Dallas because Jerry won't let him. Andy has total control. Yeah, he runs things. Him and Brett Beach and the Hunt family let Andy and Brett do what they do. Jerry ain't letting you do that. That's not going to happen, and therein lies the problem.
Yeah, and Jerry's, we're having this conversation, and I think in large part because it benefits Jerry, because I can't imagine that he actually wants to hire Deion Sanders. Nothing about the coaches that he's hired suggests that he wants Deion Sanders. Nothing about someone like Deion Sanders, who commands a great deal of attention, makes me think Jerry Jones wants to have him in his building and running his organization. Deion Sanders might be the only coach that you could hire where we would actually ignore what Jerry had to say after the press conference, because Deion's going to deliver a different message and it's going to be even more riveting than whatever Jerry's going to say. So I don't see it actually happening, whether you think it could be successful or not. And Deion, your point about Deion and wanting to coach kids, that is true. But in part, Deion is as famous as he is because Deion finds Deion really important. And that is a problem that Jerry Jones is not going to abide by, like having Deion Sanders there and him becoming the face of the star. We all assume that owners want nothing over winning. I think we can look at the track record of Jerry Jones and see that, yeah, there's some things that are a little more important than winning for Jerry Jones.
That's fair, but let me throw this question by y'all. What is Dominique Foxworth and Shannon Sharp going to say if next week or 2 weeks from now, breaking news, Jerry Jones has offered primetime Deion Sanders the head coaching job for the Dallas Cowboys? What are y'all going to say then?
Let's say April Fools? Or
I would say he must be gave. Hey, I'm gonna say he must be gave time guaranteed money, cause time ain't coaching on no incentives. That stuff that he tried to put in everybody else's contract, I'm gonna give you $2 million, and if you do X, Y, and Z, that ain't how time operates. You know him, and I know him very, very well. Time like guaranteed money.
And I mean, he's a guy who has options.
Times like Shannon Sharp, guaranteed money. That's right.
Yeah, ain't no incentives. I don't know what's going to happen, but I need mine.
Shannon, how do you think he'd be with Dak Prescott?
Look, the one thing, he has the ability to really talk to anybody. When you have a bad game, he can talk you out of it. You have a great game, he's going to give you your credit, but keep you level, knowing that, hey, we got to follow this up again. That's the thing that makes it so hard. And I always used to call him all the time and ask him, I said, bro, you are who you are. How do you coach these kids? They show up late. They make mistakes on things that he's like, because you know what? I don't look at them as me. I don't look at them as any other great player. I look at them and take them for who and what they are at the time in which I have them. I said, no, it couldn't be me. Because Fox, we do the first 15. We practice stuff over and over. As soon as we get out there, first play, somebody jump offside. Somebody forget the assignment. Somebody blow the. I'm like, bro, how did you do that when we've been practicing this for an entire week? It would drive.
We got this. One more to go. Now that was a fight. Solid work.
Damn, I have to dust you off. You too. Oh, he got me. Man, they're doing me bad right now. Oh, how the fuck? How the fuck? Ah, hit markers like motherfucker.
This ain't over yet.
Bro, I can't believe I went 13 and
Yeah,
1.
Jonah guys in this game again, bro. He was doing pretty good.
Nuh-uh, for real? For real?
Yeah,
Yo,
he's,
that's
he's in
fire,
the
bro. That's fire.
But I'm hungry.
.360 no scope, sir.
Tough game. Get kills with these weapons to win.
Damn, crip all talking and shit.
Damn.
Fuck. The Jonah dude killed the fuck out of me.
This nigga done motored my ass, boy.
Who?
Some dude. I don't know who the fuck it was. I was already in the shotgun.
You almost had me, sir.
Sub-Zero. Sit down. Scorpion. Special Forces Desert Command. Round one, fight.
You wanna run some blood money? Try some of that shit. That shit's tight too. We'll run one after this one. Man, we're fifth fucking place, y'all. Fuck. Lose.
Warm up while you can. We deploy soon.
that.